Nearly 27 million American adults suffer from low vision, even blindness.
Experts say as many baby boomers age, 1 in 3 will experience vision loss.
This morning, he's being hailed as a hero for rescuing a visually impaired student from a bully, and he says he was just protecting his friend.
Nearly 3 out of 4 blind adults in the U.S. are unemployed.
Being blind is by far one of the most important disabilities. To this day, no one has been able to solve being blind in any way. I'm going to change that. Now I have an activity for you. Close your eyes, get up from your seat, and try to navigate around the room you are currently in.
5 minutes later.
It's challenging, right? Now open your eyes and get back in your chair. Now imagine how difficult it would be to navigate around a building or cityscape that you aren't familiar with. It is extremely dangerous. The visually impaired experience the sensation of danger every day, and they shouldn't have to. To put into perspective how difficult it is to navigate around different places whilst not being able to see, I have created a multitude of skits to visualize what is possible to happen. The first skit shows what could happen when a visually impaired person trips on an object. The result of this is that the visually impaired person gets hurt. The second skit shows what could happen when a visually impaired person bumps into someone. The result of this is that the person that is bumped will get angry and they both will get hurt. The last skit shows what could happen when a visually impaired person accidentally breaks something. The result of this is that something is broken and the visually impaired person gets hurt. After looking at the 3 possibilities, I saw that the outcome always had one thing in common. The visually impaired person always got hurt. The visually impaired shouldn't have this sense of danger wherever they go. I wanted to solve this issue, so I decided to start researching this disability and issue.
3 hours later.
After researching, I concluded that most of the articles I read stated 3 things in which I would have to craft my solution. 1. If we can't help the visually impaired with the sense of vision, we have to use the sense of hearing to tell them of their surroundings. 2. Since the visually impaired can't use their eyes, something has to see for them. And 3. Something has to realize the surroundings of the visually impaired to tell them of any existing obstacles. After thoroughly looking at these 3 things, I got to work. Introducing Aspectum.AI. Aspectum.AI is a device and app used to tell the visually impaired of any existing obstacles around them. This is Aspectum.AI's Aspectum glasses. The Aspectum glasses are made of 3 main components. First, we have the camera to record any cityscape surrounding a visually impaired user. Secondly, we have the processor. It takes in the footage from the camera and recognizes any sort of objects from birds to houses. Lastly, we have the speaker. The processor sends information to the speaker, and the speaker lets the visually impaired user know of any obstacles they might run into. One more feature you may have noticed is our logo on the right side of the glasses. This is Aspectum.AI's Aspectum.AI app. The Aspectum.AI app is also made of 3 components. The first component is a map. It is used so that if the visually impaired user is inside a building, photos will be taken beforehand so the map will trigger and it will already know the complete layout of the building. Plus the camera on the Aspectum glasses will be on so any new obstacles will be alerted to the visually impaired user. The second component is the connection component. It is used to connect your Aspectum glasses to your Aspectum.AI app. The last component is an on button. This is so that only you can access your Aspectum glasses and not a stranger. Plus, our app is specifically and specially tailored to the visually impaired as it is on voice command. In summary, I've developed a pair of glasses called the Aspectum glasses, which uses artificial intelligence to recognize any type of object from cars to birds and tells a visually impaired user if they might run into it. And an app that is on voice command, which is used to further elevate the Aspectum glasses with features such as a map. All in all, what I have created here will be a game changer for everyone in the world who is visually impaired. And with your help, Aspectum.AI will finally destroy the thought of being visually impaired and not being able to see, because each and every one of us are equal. Thanks for watching.